Hey guys, it's Rich here at the Ultra Motorsports Restoration Shop, and got this 32 Street Rod over here doing the Underside video for a potential online buyer. And we're just gonna, the way I always do it, we'll just take a look at the car, and anything that looks like super crummy, like if it's something that would keep me from buying the car, I'm gonna point it out. Okay, so as we look at the underside of this car, what we can see is, just a little bit of road dirt right here. This is all just road dirt, so I'm not saying that the underside couldn't use a little detail. It could. This looks like brand new exhaust to me, though. The whole exhaust system looks brand new, and if I remember it, that's consistent with what the seller had told me about the car. Drums in the rear and disc brakes up front. So what's kind of really very good work that was done on the car is the whole frame was boxed. So if you look even back here, some of that work is pretty detailed, where they boxed this frame in. You can see the whole thing got boxed, and it just looks great. So they just, they closed it up. This is an original frame, obviously, that's been blasted and powder coated and restored, and then they went ahead and boxed it all in for some strength, and really looks good. The side steps, so these look to me, they're in just primer right now underneath, which, that's not a big deal. It wouldn't be even a big deal to fix if somebody wanted to do it, but just based on the pitting of this, I think this is original metal, so that's not like new remanufactured or something. So obviously a dry climate this vehicle came from. And then obviously some custom work had to be done to the floor. Anytime you do a street rod, there's going to be some custom work that gets done. Again, you can see box frame all the way up and around. No like rot in the frame though. I mean, the frame was obviously in excellent shape when they did it, and then just they restored it and then boxed it in very well. Custom floor, it looks like, in the underside of this thing, just like it's supposed to be. Like I said, again, brand new exhaust. Excuse me, I'm a little close here. Brand new exhaust. Obviously there's some custom work that always has to be done when the battery goes, so you got to get the battery dealt with somehow, and so they stashed it over here. Again, primer just on the steps down there on the passenger side, and if you look, I'll bring in real close, you can see just this surface pitting. If you were a body guy, you'd be saying, oh geez, there's pitting there if it was the outside of the car, but to me this is just a very telltale sign that this is original metal. I mean, original metal that's been just blasted, and what a cool thing to have original metal from 1932 running around on this car. I mean, how neat is that? So again, frame continues up here, all boxed in, looking good. This little bit of, there's stuff like this around here, some little surface rust, but nothing is through or anywhere. Looks like maybe got a very minor little oil leak right here. It's kind of hitting the brace and drips a little right there. Maybe a little, just some blowback from up here somewhere. Kind of a custom engine or oil pan in this thing. Looks real cool, pretty neat. And then again, more frame and strength and supporting work done here also. So let me turn this thing around. You can kind of see it this way now too, and see the underside of this thing. I'm actually very impressed. So if there's any concerns, let me address them for you. Okay, so get me on the phone and let's talk about it, because I am actually very impressed with the underside of this thing, and the condition and quality of the build when it was new. This was a very high dollar. That's a lot of high dollar fabrication on this frame. I mean, this is not some hack job. And if you look at the outside of the frame, let's bounce out here and look at some of these outsides of the frame. what great shape that is in. I mean, that's a spot where that thing would have collected water and collected all kinds of junk and gunk, and you can just see, that's the frame rail right here. You can just see what great shape that's in. I mean, how nice. And then to not have it all just buttered up with a bunch of undercoating or something like that. I mean, that's really neat. So take a look at the frame on this side too. Excuse me, I don't try to make anybody motion sick here, but again, just great shape that frame is in. And everything just look, it's old. I mean, meaning that this was done in, you know, a dozen years ago, maybe, some of this work, but I mean, just everything right, you know. I mean, just little stupid things. I mean, consistency, you know, in the spacing of where they put the bolts and the right size bolt, and there's nothing, for lack of a better term, you know, jerry-rigged or, you know, anything like that. So, you know, nobody just did this in their garage and threw a bunch of spare parts together. I mean, you know, you could have used crappy supports right here, but they didn't. You know, all these, everything looks like it's very tidy and was 100% professionally done or very well done, but you know, done a dozen years ago. But what great shape it's in still for that. I think if anything, this needs like a quick little pressure wash, and then, man, it's good to go. I mean, this is a great piece, and super excited to have it here in the shop. You know, you can get a real good look at this thing this way. I want to point something out too that I didn't notice before, and I notice it now that I'm at this level. You can see right here, there is, in this lower door, maybe like a ripple or something. There's something going on right here, and you can see how easy it is to miss until you get. Now I want to do something too, folks. I mean, go up to the nicest car you'll ever see at a car show and get down at eye level with the rockers and with the doors and with the underside, and I guarantee that the nicest car at the car show has got something going on as well. You know, some sanding that was missed, or some orange peel down low where a painter didn't get to it. So that's one thing I didn't notice, but I want to point it out right there. Let's walk around the other side too and see if there's anything we can see over here. Now this looks real good. Everything looks nice. One very small bubble right there. So I think all this stuff is commensurate with the price though. I mean, this is a very nice car for this kind of money. So, alright guys, that's it. That's Rich here at the Ultra Motorsports Warehouse. Look at the underside of this 1932 Chevy Street Rod, not Ford Street Rod, Chevy. So, a little more rare. So, thank you very much.